Someone alert Twisted Tim because there's an ice storm blowing in. And his little fur hat and his boots aren't going to protect his sanctuary fantasy for Somali refugees who are ripping off the American taxpayers.
You know, you told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country. Fraudulent visa
Liberal Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey was all emotion today.
Our values and our commitment to the Somali community, to every community of immigrants and people in our city, is rock solid and will be unwavering. But we need to also be demanding better from an administration who is intent on targeting people and committing so much time, energy, and money to terrorizing certain groups within our community. That's not American.
Always protecting the fraudsters. Joining us now, Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom, this is amazing, right? We have American taxpayers, including Minnesotans, being ripped off billions of dollars sent to al-Shabaab and a terrorist organization in Somalia. We got all these other fraud schemes, autistic children, and Jacob Frey's worried about protecting the immigrant communities. Your reaction tonight to this? This is madness.
And to say those use his own words, we're terrorizing the community. Are you kidding me? I mean, we're out there looking for illegal aliens and illegal alien criminals. And look, we've done operations in Twin Cities, but you know what? The uncoverings of criminal activity that Secretary Nolan just talked about just elevated their priority status. So yes, you know, there's going to be an increase of activity up there, and we're going to hold people accountable. We're going to enforce the law without apology. So again, I've told every sanctuary city mayor, governor, you can stand aside and let us make your community safe and remove criminals and even legal aliens that commit crimes that make themselves, if they're a resident alien, they commit a certain offense, a felony offense, even they're deportable and they'll be deported. We're going to enforce the laws of this country without apology, including in the Twin Cities.
When do you expect ICE to make its presence really known in the Twin Cities, Tom? Approximately.
I can't forecast that. I don't want to give up operations, but I can tell you that, you know, Secretary Noem's all over it. I know ICE and CBP and other federal agencies, the FBI, DEA, ATF. President Trump's been a genius on this. He brings all the government to these operations. So if we arrest an alien with drugs, you got the DEA right there, can prosecute the case before we deport him. If you get him with a gun, you got ATF right there to prosecute the case before we deport him. But I can tell you, focus is there. It's coming. But I don't want to give a lot. I can't tell you how many people are on the ground now, how many people are going to be on the ground. I'll leave that to the Secretary of Homeland Security. But focus is on those Twin Cities more because of the criminal activities been uncovered by DOJ and DHS.
And Tom, the Minneapolis police chief is now demanding that residents call 911, not on the criminals, but on ICE, and then accuse them of kidnapping if they actually start arresting illegals when they're wearing masks. Check this out.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911.
Yeah, so call 911 on law enforcement. That's a police officer.
It's just ridiculous. It is. And as a chief of police, does this officer arrest people? And when they arrest people, is that kidnapping? It's not kidnapping. We're enforcing the laws of this country. Laws that were passed by Congress, were appropriated with funding to enforce those laws. They were signed by a president. So it's shameful on any law enforcement officer to compare us to a bad guy and kidnappers. Bottom line is, when ICE or Border Patrol shows up, yeah, they'll have gear on, and they may be wearing masks, protect their, you know, the doxing themselves and their spouses and their children. But they got clear identification. It tells you
it's worse than that.
ICE. So
yeah, but Tom, I'm sorry, it's worse than that, because that police chief, after everything Minneapolis has endured since Floyd, that police chief is saying, we're not cooperating with ICE. So effectively, they're impeding ICE's operation in the city. If, in a way, you could argue that if they're not cooperating by not taking action to back up ICE, but they're saying we're not working with you. Doesn't matter what you uncover, I guess.
Look, I'll say the same thing I said to other chiefs of police in sanctuary cities. Shame on you. I mean, your number one responsibility is the safety and security of your communities. And ICE is targeting criminals. Criminals. So for you not to partner with ICE to make your community safer is shameful. He ought to put his badge in the desk drawer and walk away, because he stopped being a cop, become a politician. If a true law enforcement official would work with ICE, okay, look, I don't want to be an immigration officer. I'll leave that to you guys. But when we have an illegal alien and public safety threat in the community, I want to be shoulder to shoulder with you. I want to help you make my community safer, because the chief of police, that's my number one responsibility. If he wants to watch, stand aside, do it. But if you cross that line, Pam Bondi and her U.S. attorneys are waiting to prosecute anybody that impedes law enforcement, ICE law enforcement, Border Patrol law enforcement in doing their job. Zero tolerance for impeding ICE in their operations.
I can't even believe this is actually the Twin Cities, how it's being run and how the people have voted for this. Look, you got to save yourselves, people. Tom, always great to see you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.